Alright, so we just got done watching the Hans Rosling video about HIV and AIDS. What he did was basically he showed us a chart of how HIV has grown in the years in different countries. He talked about various misconceptions that people used to think about the causes of HIV and AIDS. Some of those um, were let's see, poorer countries,
Poor countries.
war countries, African countries in general, stuff like that. And he showed how it's not true because the number of cases of HIV and AIDS differ very greatly in neighboring countries and even in different provinces of the same country. And he debunked a lot of the misconceptions that there are about the cause of HIV and AIDS.
I thought it was really interesting how some of the countries that were wealthier had a lot higher rates, and it's because they can treat the people that have AIDS, and so they kind of just prolong their life with AIDS. But the poorer countries, the people just die, and so it takes away from the number of people with AIDS because they don't live with it long; they just die, rather than these richer countries that can keep them alive longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting too. How, just like, I think he did the example of Tanzania. I want to say maybe, yeah, where just the lower wealth was a lower percentage and the higher wealth. I don't know. I just thought that was really interesting because it goes against the status quo, so to speak, of everything.
Yeah, I actually, when we were first watching it, I would have guessed that the countries with more poverty would have more HIV, and when he was talking about the war-torn country, I think it was Congo or something, compared to Zambia, and my country is actually Zambia, so I was like, oh, well, clearly it's more poverty, and there's going to be more HIV and whatever, but then when he was talking about, like, what he said, how the wealthier people, it makes more sense to prolong their life or whatever, I mean, that made more sense then, but I was kind of surprised at that.
I like how he concluded it. He said, hope we don't just use our heart and our money, but also our minds. My favorite part of the whole video is when he was teaching us to not be ignorant and classify all of Africa together. And he related it using something that we would understand by saying that before he came to the US, when he was in Sweden, he thought that it was all the same. And when he came, he saw that the difference between Salt Lake City and San Francisco. We know that's a huge difference, and that's something that we understand. And so, using that metaphor, he taught us that Africa is not all the same. And even though what we see on the movies a lot of the times portrayed is our perception of Africa, I am positive that if we were to go there and see the people in person and to be there and see the situation, we'd be able to see the huge diversity from country to country and even from province to province. And so I really liked how he was able to use that to kind of open the minds of everyone who was listening about Africa.
Well, not only Africa too, but like a lot of different countries. Because my country is Nepal, and so in that area of India and Western Asia, there was such a large amount of people with HIV, and I just thought it was interesting too, like with applying that same idea is how it can be different in different provinces and countries within each continent, so to speak.
Like on my mission, for example, I taught a lot of different people from different parts of Africa. A lot of people from Ghana, a lot of people from Nigeria, a lot of people from Zambia. And before I met them, I was kind of in the same boat where I would lump them all together. But that's just because you think of the name of the country and its shape on the map. But once you meet people and their names and put a face to the people, it becomes a lot more personal, and you really see that they're different people with different cultures and different customs.
I think a lot of people do that. They hear the word Africa and it's just one big generalization. It's just one big continent. They're all the same. They're all, it's just Africa. They're all, I don't know. But I mean, like you said, once you like go to different countries and meet different people and you actually like experience it for yourself, it's entirely different. It's different than what you originally thought, and it's not one big generalization.
Mm-hmm.
How
far is that? Almost a few more seconds.
Is
Is
an
there anything?
interesting video.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys wanted to say?
He has a lot of passion for what he does. Like all the videos that we watched, he's funny. He can relate it in a good way.
He's really smart.
Always interesting, insightful videos. Just makes you think of things that you never would have thought of before. Just a different
Yeah.
way of thinking.
Which is kind of the point of this whole class.
Pretty much.
On that
All
note,
right. Thanks for watching.